near-miss solar storm to narrowly pass as experts warn of Earth being sent to quote-unquote dark ages. The solar storm expected to barely miss our planet this weekend. Scientists warn a major outburst of activity from the sun could send the planet back to the dark ages. Space weather forecasters warned of a large magnetic filament erupting on the sun last week, hurtling a cloud of debris into space, and the filament, also known as a solar prominence, lashed out from the star's southern hemisphere on Sunday, and according to the website Space Weather, the phenomenon is often associated with the release of so-called coronal mass ejections, CMEs, one of the primary sources of geomagnetic unrest, solar storms that is, here on Earth. CMEs are large clouds of plasma, a magnetic field from the sun that can eject billions of tons of material from the sun from the solar atmosphere corona, according to U.S. Space Weather Prediction Center. One such cloud was forecast to possibly head our way last week, but it now is expected to narrowly miss our planet. The Friday update says space weather claimed the swirling debris will most likely slip past the planet without triggering a solar storm, but auroras are still expected to appear in the polar circle south of the equator on Friday and Saturday, today and tomorrow. Space weather says the solar storm will barely miss Earth. On December 5th, a magnetic filament in the sun's southern hemisphere exploded, and the swirling debris will probably sail just south of our planet December 10th and 11th. No geomagnetic storms are expected, but the near miss, they said, could spark auroras around the pole. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. Solar storms occur fairly frequently and can disrupt satellite operations, causing power grid fluctuations depending on their severity, but mostly go unnoticed. But scientists have warned stars like the sun have the potential to bring the planet to its knees with the eruption of so-called superflares. Solar flares are an intense eruption of radiation in the sun's atmosphere that are usually followed by coronal mass ejections. And these superflares are just that, but up to 10,000 times as powerful, which could spell trouble for a hapless planet caught in their path. According to a new study led by astronomers at University of Colorado Boulder, one such superflare was detected on the star EK Draconis, some 111 light years away. This mammoth flare was estimated to be 10 times bigger than the most powerful flare on record, and it sparked fears our sun could one day unleash a similar type of burst of energy. Using ground and space-based telescopes, the scientists estimate the star released a cloud of scorching plasma weighing quadrillions of kilometers. The CME was also clocked at speeds of about 1 million miles an hour. Astrophysicist Yuta Natsu, one of the study's authors, warned that such CMEs can have a serious impact on Earth and human society. It's because they can fry satellites in orbit and shut down the power grids of entire cities if they hit head-on. Dr. Natsu said this kind of big mass ejection could theoretically also occur on our sun. This observation, he said, may help us to better understand how similar events may have affected Earth and even Mars over billions of years. Some scientists suggest powerful CMEs played a role in stripping Mars of its atmosphere as well. The rocky planet, believed to have once resembled our young Earth, with oceans of water and a thick atmosphere before being transformed into lifeless, barren desert. Dr. Natsu said the atmosphere of present-day Mars is very thin compared to our Earth. In the past, we think Mars had a much thicker atmosphere. Coronal mass ejections may help us to understand what happened to the planet over billions of years. A major solar storm narrowly missed the planet in 2012 after an outburst of activity from the sun. Discussing the incident, U.S. space agency NASA said the Earth had experienced, quote, a close shave just as perilous, end quote, as the threat of an asteroid big enough to knock modern civilization back to the 18th century. That's before electricity, of course. 2 years after the miss, Daniel Baker, University of Colorado, said, if it had hit, we would still be picking up the pieces. Then in 2014, scientists estimated the potential economic fallout of the storm striking the planet, and their report claimed the total economic impact of a storm like that would have surpassed $2 trillion. So we are again now back into solar activity. The sun's solar cycle goes every 11 years. We're heading into solar maximum, and we will be having solar storms like this. It seems like every week we're having another solar storm. This is by Sebastian Kentley on Express UK. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.